What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Jujutsu Kaisen video. All right, guys, so we have a lot to talk about. I want to say first, big shout out to the community for attending today's, I guess it was a moderation community get together with the content creators as well as the other community members of the Discord. We had a lot to talk about. We drilled the mods with a lot of suggestions and questions and issues that we've been having, and quite honestly, I want to say even a bigger shout out to Xanon for sitting in the hot seat and answering those. He actually did reach out afterwards and asked me for some more feedback. He did say he's going to put a lot of those suggestions towards the devs, and hopefully we do get some clarity on the future, and hopefully we get some implementations, because a lot of folks are still unhappy. And I want to thank you guys first off, because I almost didn't get a chance to speak. I was the last person to speak on the topic as a content creator. I want to say thank you guys for shouting me out and getting me on that seat. I had to run to drop my kids off and come straight to this and do my podcast. And the reason why I haven't been making too much JJK content is because SLA is in their 6-month anniversary, and they just had a release of Thomas. But I don't want to take away from JJK. I'm still playing the game. Don't worry, guys. I'm still leveling up, still playing, doing the cycles. You guys can see stamina has been used. And I do want to talk about the brand new Geto. So a lot of you guys have been asking, Payne, do I go for him or do I skip him? What's the plan of attack going forward? So my suggestion to you on Geto is going to be straightforward, and that is going to be skip him for better units. Now, I want to go through the details anyways of the character so we can understand what he does and why you want to skip him and who you want to save for going forward. But I want to make this absolutely clear. At the end of the day, if you're a massive fan of him, whether it's from the anime, the manga, or just the character himself, go for him. It's a PvE game. Enjoy the game however you will. There's no PvP currently, I say the word currently, in the game. And I will do a breakdown of what happened in the community session and what we talked about and what were the answers we got. I will give you a breakdown, okay, while I'm doing this. So first off, I'll go over his kit just so you guys are aware. So he does do melee attack, does do physical technique. The crit rate increases scales with the self-cursed energy that he has. Fairly decent move, actually, for basic skill. His second skill here deals ranged attack damage to targets enemies multiple versus one, equal to 270% of curse technique, 3 hits in total. If self-curse energy is no less than 30, he applies 33.1% physical damage decrease to the opponent for 3 turns. If self-curse is no less than 40, he applies 33.1 curse technique damage. So pretty damn good debuffer for that. And then of course consumes here with his third skill, deals ranged attack damage to all enemies, doing an AoE of curse damage, scales with his cursed energy. And then the last one here is going to be cursed spirit manipulation technique, deals ranged attack damage to all enemies, 329% of cursed energy. The effect scales again with the self-cursed energy that he has, cost all energy, self-own, etc. Right? Overall, not a bad, he's a good debuffer. Really, that's what it comes down to. If an enemy targets are disabled in combat by self, recover 10 cursed energy for self. Pretty damn good being a debuffer, getting yourself your energy back every time. And of course, a lot of his moves scale off of that. So overall, like, he's a good character. Is he worth summoning for? Honestly, it depends on how you want to play the game and if you're a whale or not. That's totally up to you on this one. You guys can see here the limit break of the 2 strongest is, I love this picture, by the way. So triggered upon using any ultimate skill, apply 65% curse technique for self for 2 turns, which is actually really, really good because it's a 2 turn. Most of them are usually 1 turn, even though the percentage is a little lower. And here, when the battle starts, applies 20% ultimate gauge fill for self for 3 turns, which is also very, very good. It's a very versatile one. This is actually one of the better recollection bits you can get in the game. Personally, I'm a big fan of it. I would probably go for that one. And then you are late over here, again, does trigger upon using command skill or ultimate, applies 45% curse for self for 1 turn, also recovers cursed energy. Now this is actually a little bit better for him. The other one's more versatile. This is actually made for Geto. When the battle starts, applies 15% curse technique to self. Okay, so overall, I would use the 10 free tickets we got. Summon, if you get him, you get him. Is he worth re-rolling for? Is it Utah? Absolutely not. I think Utah absolutely is still the prize pony in this whole thing. Also, for a lot of you guys who have been getting gacha tickets, start saving them, because when Megumi, domain expansion Megumi goes into this banner, you want to pull for him, just so everyone is aware. Some people are asking, is he there yet? He is not. Okay, he has not been added yet. When he is added, though, you will know, because he'll be under this little section over here, under the SSRs, and this is when you want to pull for him. Right now, he is not added, so do not summon right now. You'll make a big mistake and not get the unit you want right now, right? So avoid it. We have 2 new units coming very soon as well. Gojo is going to be probably one of the bigger ones that's coming out. Plus, we have ourselves, I believe, if you guys are saving, you want to max out, like Toji's going to be a big one too, so you guys can start saving for him. All right, so What happened today in the, a lot of people were asking for a breakdown because some people couldn't make it. What happened at the community get together with the content creators and stuff? So we were able to meet with Xanon, who's the head moderator for the main Discord. Again, I want to give a big shout out to him because he did his best to answer and he was completely honest and transparent. He is not a dev, so I want you guys to know that, but he does have access to Billy staff and he will forward our questions. Now, I can't give you a full breakdown of everything that happened because I don't recall all of the topics, but a lot of the conversations by our colleagues talked about anniversary units. We were told that JP and Global will not be running on the same timeline for unit releases. Hence why we're getting these happening so often, so fast. We will have our own releases, but when it comes down to new features, everything will follow JP, which I find very confusing, and I was not a big fan of that, because if we're not going to follow the timeline for JP, then why are we following anything that JP does? One of the big comments brought up, of course, was Pity. They will introduce Pity in the future. We don't know when it will be introduced. Apparently much faster than JP introduced theirs. I said that should have happened yesterday, personally. We'll stop that. One of my questions was 50-50. When the hell is 50-50 being added? There should be no reason for anybody to pull on a banner and have to pull multiple SSRs without getting the 50-50 they want. They said that's something they will bring up as well too. I also told them that the game itself is losing players on an everyday basis because it's providing way too little resources for cubes, and there's not enough content to keep players satisfied and happy, which was something that they all agreed about. And there's other things I brought up too. If you missed out on it, you missed out on some hot questions with some what they can say answers. And what I mean by that is Xan is doing his best to answer the best he can without promising anything. And so my takeaway from this whole event was, I'm glad we had it. It's great for the community. A lot of you guys were there to support. A lot of you guys were taking it positively, and some of you guys were not. So what are my expectations of the game going forward? I think to do themselves some service and some justice, I think the game would be smart to start implementing things as soon as possible. One of my big ones was, like, you see other big IP games that are out, you have to compete with them, and you're really, really far behind. And the reason why I said that is that, as I was truthful, other games like Solo Leveling Arise, Honkai Star Rail, which isn't even an IP, it's just its own IP, and Wuthering Waves and games like that are currently doing things with 50-50s. Really, really small. Oh, there's another one. I brought up the whole Pity. 775k tickets is insane. They need to 1,000% lower that. That was another thing I brought up as well. And again, something that's going to be talked about. And I said what the main message to them was, if you make your community happy, whether it's free to play players or spenders, a community is more likely to invest in a game when the game cares about them. And I think that rang true more than anything else, is the fact that everyone is more entitled to spend. You're more entitled to get free-to-play players to become pay-to-win players if you support them. Like I said, I gave an example, as on my live streams, I don't really give any other service besides just entertaining my fellow subscribers, and also just being there for the community. And people will just donate because you're doing a service that's helping the community. And I think that rings true with developers as well. If you take care of your community, the game will flourish. We drive the game. We're the customers. We are the ones that have the final say. So it's very important, guys, to remember that we have the power. And it's actually interesting. Xanon said he does watch my videos. He did say that my one video where I said, when I said that our voices will be heard if we speak loud enough, that was one of my videos. He says it absolutely is true, and that they do in fact watch our videos as content creators, and they are listening. So I want to say that's an amazing thing for a company to do, and I hope they actually do make some changes before it's a little too late. All right, so that was it. That's the wrap up of the entire community stream. Some of you guys were asking me to make a video on it, and some of you guys were asking if I'm still playing. I'm absolutely still playing it. Still loving the game. Still having a blast. I will say, though, it is currently and will forever be a side game unless they bring out more content for us to farm and more things for us to do outside of the same everyday thing. All right, guys, it's Payne. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.